Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V series V's I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. This is the third item I'm reviewing from this particular establishment in a row. So far, I've been doing pretty good. Let's hope that keeps up. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And that is definitely the case today. Like I said, this particular establishment has been home to the previous two reviews that I just got through doing. And this is kind of the cap off. So I'm hoping that this will be the best one. What is it? Where is it from? What are we doing, folks? What happens to be, boom, it's from Dunkin. Specifically, it's a breakfast sandwich of a new variety. It happens to be, boom, it's this. But what is this? This is their new maple sugar bacon breakfast sandwich, which sounds amazing because I love sweet and savory things. Okay. And yeah, I just got through reviewing their apple cider donut, and still working on this one, their kiwi watermelon refresher. So go watch those reviews. I actually have so many Dunkin' reviews at this point that I have an entire playlist that is just for Dunkin' sampler platter reviews. So if you're interested in my Dunkin' opinions, go to that playlist. I mean, so let's get a thing for a thing. It looks like that, and we'll kind of, looks like that. We'll kind of, ha 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 ha. Let's give it a go. Bacon. Right off the bat, you get a hit of that maple. That's good. And maple just worked with bacon. No two ways about that. But I was kind of surprised at how heavy that hit. Mind you, it wasn't like overwhelming or anything, but it wasn't exactly subtle either. You got some proper maple flavor with that. That was really nice. The bacon itself is decent. You know, Dunkin' bacon, it's not the best bacon out there or anything, but especially by fast food standards, it's definitely on the kind of somewhat upper mid-tier of fast food bacon. It's got some structure to it. It's got some flavor to it. You know, it's not getting lost in the whole sandwich. You know, I'm still tasting the bacon. And it's okay bacon for what it is. I mean, other than that, you got an egg in there. It's a, fast food egg. It's fine. Definitely got some melted cheese, maybe some Swiss or like some white cheddar or something. Definitely a white cheese of some kind. I'll say this, if it's a Swiss, it's a very weak Swiss. Because I'm not getting any of that, like, Swiss cheese flavor. Yeah, I'm going to guess maybe like a white cheddar. Kind of a mild. Which is kind of okay. Like, typically, I prefer like a sharper cheddar to go with it. But in an instance like this where you've got the sweet and the savory, I don't want that too bogged down by the other elements, you know. They're there to fill out the experience, not take over it. And I think that for the most part, yeah, it kind of works. Again, I love sweet and savory. And I've reviewed any number of sweet and savory breakfast items. I did a couple from Panera Bread. Go watch those if you're interested. This, I don't think, is quite on that level, but it's also not a bad showing. Like, it's doing the things that it needs to do. It's just a little bit weaker than I would like. You know, I would like either more bacon, I mean, always more bacon, or conversely better bacon or more better bacon. Because the bacon, although again, it's not bad, I think, you know, if you had a thicker cut bacon, it would really add to the savory aspect, because while the maple aspect is doing a fairly good job, I do feel like on the bacon end of things, that savory and saltiness, you know, again, it doesn't get completely drowned out by the sandwich, but it's also not able to really shine through to the fullest extent. And as a result, the sweet end of the equation is kind of taking a little bit too much of a lead. I honestly think this might have been better with a sausage patty instead of the bacon, or sausage patty and bacon. I mean, we're just going full on American here, although it has a croissant, so aren't croissants like Turkish though? Like, everybody associates them with France, but like, aren't they from, or maybe they were given by Turkey from the French? I don't know. I used to know the story. But no, overall it's not bad. It's not a bad breakfast sandwich. I do feel it's a little bit lacking, but it's not terrible. Far from it, in fact. Now, that all said, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure, and kinda. You know, I like what it's doing for what it is. It could do it better, but even as it is in its, you know, its current form, it's not a bad thing. I'd like to see it done better, but for being what it is, it's a decent enough experience. And, you know, sometimes I go through Dunkin to go over there and get myself, you know, a little breakfast item on my way home. You know, I don't think it would beat out certain other things. Like, I'd still probably prefer, like, the sourdough breakfast sandwich. I've reviewed that. Go watch that review. But I could see getting this periodically. You know, because, again, I like sweet and savory. But, like, it's not as good as, like, a McGriddles. So, I think it has its place, but its place, for me, is based very much off of convenience. If I'm recommending it, kind of the same thing. You know, like, shouldn't be a destination item, nothing you need to go out of your way to get. But if you happen to be going to Dunkin' and you like sweet and savory as a flavor combo, give it a go. And if you don't like sweet and savory as a flavor combo, you could probably still get away with it, because at the end of the day, again, you know, the bacon doesn't really punch through to the extent you'd like, so you're getting, you know, some sweetness and a little savoriness, but I don't know, whatever works for you. But yeah, and at the end of the day, it's not a bad sandwich. You know, it might be a little bit particular to certain people with certain tastes, but it's good. It's a good sandwich. It's decent. It's decent. It's a C. You know, it's all right. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there and yourselves a truly sweet and savory-tastic rest of your life. Because again, it's so good. I need to get me some pigs and blankets. It's just a weird thing as an adult to go to like an IHOP or something and order that. But they're so good, man. Excuse me. I used to get them when I was a kid. You know, because that's when you get them, when you're a kid. And I know that, like, for people in, like, the UK and stuff, pigs and blanket are a little bit different. Because I believe it's sausage wrapped in bacon, which, to be fair, is pretty fucking amazing. Here in the US, it's a sausage wrapped in a pancake. Now I want one really bad. Maybe I'll get some and review them. That's how I could warrant it that way. It's not that I'm a goofy-ass man-child. No. It's all for the reviews. Well, 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Excuse me. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's, and I think I've asked this before, what's your take on sweet and savory? I know it's not for everybody. Some people I've talked to, I think I even told this story at one point. First time I ever ran into somebody, so having a conversation with my buddy Sam, who I'd, known for years, and, the subject came up, and for me, I don't think I'd ever run into anybody up to that point who wasn't a fan, and he professed that he did not like it, and I nearly punched him in the face right there. That was in my late teenage years, and there was that reptile part of my brain that was like, we're being threatened. Somebody has different ideas than us. Urgh! But I didn't, because Sam's a good dude and I didn't want to punch him over something that stupid. So, but there were a few times where I almost punched Sam. One time he said he didn't like the movie SLC Punk, which happens to be one of my favorite movies. And I very briefly my vision went red for a second. It was like, should I kill this guy who I've known since we were tiny children? And I was like, no. But I'll get him back later sometime. I don't think I ever did, though. And I'm glad I didn't, because now I'm in my late 30s, and it's like, who has the time? But anyway,